Welcome to TSG Foundation's Wisdom of the Zodiac. Today's lesson and meditation is taken from Wisdom of the Zodiac, Volume 3 by Torkom Saraydarian, Chapter 10, titled Energies of Balance. This is a beautiful chapter and well worth your time of careful reading and meditation. I hope you take the time to do that this month because it will help you reiterate and redefine what balance and equilibrium means for you. So let me start by reading a few pages and give you some of my insights. Start on page 103. Torkom writes, "One of my teachers showed me a big scale with 2 large cups and told me to put various weights in the left-hand cup. Then balance it with certain rocks or wooden blocks in the right-hand cup." So imagine now that you have a scale with 2 hanging cups and he is putting weights in one and then he's trying to balance it with something on the other side. After I played with the scale for a while, he said to me, "Now the left-hand cup is your challenge, the expectation of your teacher for a better spiritual development. I will increase the weight in the left-hand cup through my lectures, hints, and various crises that I will create within you. And I look forward to seeing if you are ready to balance these by putting similar weights in the right-hand cup through your learning, achievements, discipline, service, and dedication. You must meet the challenge given to you by your teachers and balance your life." Do you see what's happening in this story? So there is a 2-cup balance, and on one side the teacher is putting the lectures, the materials for the teaching, the books, the instructions, the discipline, and on the other side we are asked to go ahead and use those materials and balance our nature by lifting ourselves to coincide with those measures that are put for us by our solar angel, by our teacher, by the great teachers and wisdom teachings. That's a beautiful picture to keep in your mind. Second paragraph, "I understood that certain weights challenge us to be heavy together, full of weighty virtues," and so on. So yes, we are expected to have these counterweights that we fill that other cup so we balance it. And if we do not balance the scale of the right-hand cup, which symbolizes us, we can become lighter and lighter in mind, in behavior. That's very, very serious what he's saying. Let me read that again. If we do not balance the scale of the right-hand cup, which symbolizes us, we can become lighter and lighter in mind and behavior. We demonstrate levity, frivolity, showing off, and so on, becoming empty of value and merit. This is very, very serious teaching for us, and I consider sometimes the Libra full moon to be like a reset for us, because to go forward from the Libra on to the rest of the full moons in the spiritual year, you need to understand what are your values and what are you doing to bring yourself up to meet those values. Remember, we do not bring the teaching down to our level, but we raise ourselves to the level that is expected of us by our solar angel, our teachers, and the teaching. Now let's go to page 104. "When we are challenged, or symbolically when heavier weights are placed in our left-hand cup by our teachers, our visions even, and aspirations, we must try to balance them by putting heavier disciplines, heavier works, heavier responsibilities upon the right-hand cup in our life." This means so much to me because sometimes people come to me and they say, "I have a desire to study, I want to meditate, I want to serve the teaching," yet they just accumulate books and classes and courses and they don't do anything after that. Or they just do a few things and then give up. So this is very important, and it's really telling me something. Don't pretend that you are a student of the wisdom, that you are a disciple, that you are really doing something if you're not. Just having books on our shelves does not mean anything. Having instructions given to us doesn't mean anything. Knowing what virtues we need to cultivate doesn't mean anything unless we do the work to bring ourselves up to meet that requirement. Do you see how serious it is? It is very, very serious for me, because what it means is you walk your talk, you are what you say you are, you do what you aspire and desire to do, and these are important. It shows that you have integrity when you follow through with things that you desire. So desire alone can be fabricated. It could be somebody else's desire and somebody else's agenda for us. So before you start on any spiritual discipline, really confront yourself and say, what are my values that are really given to me by the great ones and the great teachings, or my solar angel, and what am I willing and able and ready to do to meet those values and bring myself up. Okay, it's very nice. So let's go to the second paragraph on page 104. There is no way that a person can progress. Okay, there's no way a person can progress unless heavier weights are put in the cup and heavier striving is demonstrated by the person. So when the going gets tough, you don't scream and throw your toys on the ground and go back. What do? You confront yourself. You say, what is going on? What do I need to do to meet these requirements, the challenges and the crises that life is giving me? Some of the most beautiful people that I have met are ones who really meet the challenges in their life. Illness, death, discomfort, the shifting process that just brings up old stuff that you need to really confront yourself with, and they meet those. They demonstrate them in their life, that they are able to face them one tiny bit at a time and emerge triumphant from it. This is so beautiful if you visualize the whole process as your teacher or solar angel puts heavier weights and demands that you balance the scale. Okay, we are asked to balance the scale, not just accumulate things. What happens if you have a 2-dish scale? On the one side you keep putting books and classes and disciplines and notebooks and going to seminars and doing meditations. On the other hand, you are not really transforming yourself and putting these things into practice. What happens? One goes down and the other one just goes up. You're out of balance. Nothing has happened. So let's continue with the first part of the third paragraph. A disciple is one who daily, monthly, or yearly puts heavier weights in his subjective side of life and then tries to balance them in the objective, factual side of life. Now this is a different wrinkle here that he's saying. First he is saying the teacher gives us these values and weights, and then our solar angel does as well. And then he is saying, eventually when you become a disciple, which is a committed person who has committed to the path of discipline, okay, discipline so you reach your inner soul, your essence, your whole being. And what do? You yourself put heavier weights and challenges on your scale and joyfully meet them. Yes, it can be done. Let's go to page 105, which is really important again, in the bottom part of the page. It is also interesting to note, this is very important, so listen carefully. It is also interesting to note that if you put false weights in the left cup, the object which you weigh in the right cup will be inaccurate. Okay? If you use false weights and say, these are my virtues and values, then however you try to meet that challenge is going to be inaccurate. And when something is inaccurate working inside of you, then your whole physical, emotional, and mental nature is based on false values. It's a house of cards that can crumble down at the slightest challenge. This means that you must not use false values, false principles or standards as weights and measures, because they will create false values in your life. Our inner values must be really of high order if we want to make our life worthwhile. Okay? This is such an important paragraph, and I hope you take the time to meditate on what that means. Now, page 106. Why is balance important? Balance is important so that our inner and outer life is matching each other. See, the outer life, we can't be cheats, we can't betray our friends, We can't be lazy and stupid if on the inside we are saying, oh, I love these books, I love this teaching, but on the outside we're not demonstrating it. So the inner and outer life has to be in balance. Our mental, physical, and emotional life has to be in balance. You can't be emotionally all over the place, mentally think you know everything, and physically you're out of discipline. Everything has to be in balance. So for example, if you know what exercises to do, what foods to eat, and what to avoid, then you have to practice them so that your physical and emotional and mental life are all in balance and coordinated. Our spiritual and daily life has to be coordinated. We can't sit at home in the mornings or at night and read books and meditate and say Om and say the great invocation and then go to work and curse and be uncooperative and nasty. That doesn't work. They don't go together. Your knowledge and actualization has to be in balance. So your knowledge, as you increase your knowledge in these readings and meditations and insights, actualize them, put them into practice, and see how, when you lift yourself and you lift others around you, there is a small portion of humanity that gets uplifted through your efforts. Okay? Your beliefs and deeds. So you can see that balance is important so that you are a healthy person. You are physically healthy, emotionally healthy, mentally healthy, spiritually healthy. You work in a healthy environment. Your relationships with others are healthy. You are a healthy citizen of this world. Isn't that important and beautiful for us? That creates people of integrity, of responsibility and stability. They can be relied on. They are not shifting all the time. It's wonderful to have friends and co-workers and family members on whom we can rely, isn't it? So that's what you are doing when you bring yourself in balance. Let's go to page 107. I will read that middle paragraph. It is noted that once you deny your standards, you damage the sense of values to such a degree that it takes a long time to correct that mechanism and reorganize old or new values. So we see this in the lives of criminals and people who go and do tremendous damage to other people, hurt people, kill people, steal from people, and they just don't care. Or they say that's the way it is, or God told me to do that. What is happening? They have instituted in themselves false values, and they have turned their whole life around false values. And it is very difficult to tear that down and rebuild it. It can be done, but it starting with this topic, balance. So what are you going to do with this 5-day full moon period? What I recommend you do is to take this chapter. It is such an important chapter for me that I'm going to have our staff make it available for you that you can download and you can print and read. All you have to do is email us and we will send you a PDF copy of this chapter. That's how important it is for me. If you have the book, of course, you have everything you need to read and study. So what should you do? 5 days of the full moon. You start counting the day of the full moon, 2 days before, 2 days after. Each of those days, read a page, find a paragraph that you like, that speaks to you, that resonates with you, and just sit with your eyes open or closed and say, what does that mean? And then write your insights. It is so beautiful. If you want to share it with me, go ahead and email it to me, and I will read it and respond to you. But it should be a nice, thoughtful meditation that you do. I would love to see that. I would love to see people find balance and find right values in their life that they put into practice every day of their life. It is such a wonderful thing for me to see. So if you want to do that, you're welcome to use this beautiful chapter to uplift yourself and find balance in your life. Let us now go to the meditation that I will guide us through, pages 112 to 113. It is a very simple but powerful meditation, and you could use this format when it comes to the seed thought. When I say meditate on the following seed thought, you may use a seed thought that I give here, or look through the chapter, find that paragraph, that phrase that you resonate with, and meditate on that. Okay, so get ready by sitting up. Put a nice smile on your face and close your eyes. Close your eyes and I like to see that smile because I don't want you to be tense when you're meditating. We will start with saying the great invocation, followed by one Om, silent or out loud, however you like. Then we will go to the seed thought, and then you will repeat a mantra after me. Okay, so close your eyes. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Take a deep breath. Stay focused and meditate on the following seed thought. How can I establish balance in my thoughts, emotions, and actions? Now imagine you are sitting in nature. Unplug from all your tablets and cell phones and everything. You're going to go and imagine yourself sitting in nature, and you're going to see what is it in nature that helps you balance, and how can you enjoy the balance in nature. So take a moment, see yourself in nature, and try to balance yourself and see why is it and how is it that you are finding balance. It could be your gardening, it could be you're admiring beautiful flowers. It could be you are just sitting and listening to nature's sounds. Just visualize yourself experiencing the balance in nature. Whenever you find yourself out of balance, out of sorts, you can close your eyes wherever you are and put yourself in that state of visualizing nature and putting yourself in balance. Repeat after me. More radiant than the sun. Purer than the snow. subtler than the ether, is the self, the spirit within my heart. I am that self. That self am I. Now let's do 3 ohms, quiet or out loud. Thank you for joining me today to celebrate and observe the Sun in Libra. It is a magnificent time to find our balance. All of us need balance, and we need to do that balance with the right values. I hope you read this chapter. If you don't have this book, email us. We will send you a chapter, this chapter that we are reading this month. If you want the whole set, they're available for you through our website. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful celebration. Bye for now.